Today I will try to complete a classic challenge using one of the most hated decks. Our strategy with this deck is pretty simple, cycling your pumps at the early games and if it was possible, slightly defending the enemy's push till the double elixir after that, building a push that there's nearly no way to stop it for some decks. Eventually 3-crowning the enemy as well, just like what we did to our first opponent. We just got our next victim, opponent. The plan once again was using the pump, defending in a way to make sure that I'm not going to lose my tower, and I think a smart thing, using rage on top of the pump. You know, I need to cycle it anyways. Then he did a really aggressive graveyard with an aggressive SK ability as well. So I said, nah, this is my time. So I went with the E-Golem in front of the Night Witch, Evo Bat as well, Arrow with the rage to take down the Magic Archer, and just like that, I got one tower. After that I decided to have mercy and not 3-star my opponent, just defend till the end, but with an aggressive push, somehow he took my tower. He brought it to himself, a big massive push, with double Evos and 3 elixir golems goes towards him, and you know what happens after that. My 3-star streak continued, till facing this, one of the worst nightmares for this deck. Just 1 minute passed and I decided to rush because I was having 2 pumps on the board and Evo Skellies were in cycle. He used the execution in the left hand side, so I ignored the push in there completely and went all in the other. Unfortunately, Evo Skellies did not do a great job for us, so I went with the Evo Bus to still support my golem, and surprisingly, I dealt some crazy amount of damage. A counter push came after that, which I defended it as best as possible, but still, we took so much damage. From then I realized that there's no way for me to defend my tower. I need to take the enemy's right hand tower. Then I saw a chance. After seeing that, I right away started building a push towards the right hand side. He pushed me and I really did not seriously defend it, so that our tower has been gone. I built an E-Golem push in the left as well to not let him to use his XC in the right hand side, and it worked. A couple seconds was remaining, so I went right away with the Evo Bats push. Once again, I raged them up and surprisingly, I took the enemy's tower and came back at this game. Then after some seconds, he did the same mistake once again. I defended his small push and went with another E-Golem push. He cycled back to the executioner, but it was kinda late. An interesting nade was speed up at my full HP E-Golem. I decided to support that E-Golem with all I got, and with that, I took the tower and win the game. The matchup was getting more and more intense from now, as in this time, I was facing Golem. Honestly, there's no chance for me to defend a big Golem push, so I started pressuring the left hand side and hoped for him to do something about it. And he did. We took down the Golem, but in the other side a big counter push was coming, and I was out of daggers, so I decided to do a tower trade. My tower got deleted, and the other side, I think we can count that as a tower down as well. Now we are in double elixir where things are going to get complicated. He started another golem push and I stick with the same plan, but this time he decided to support the golem. This is where I thought I am completely dead, but still I did not give up. I continued pressuring the left hand side and defending in the right. Eventually I was able to survive and take down his tower with a rage. But the situation was still not that good. Another big golem push was coming. This time I was 100% sure that I am not going to defend. So I went with an E-Golem in the right hand side to stall his support minis and went all in the other side and hoped to take down his tower. That was my only chance. After some seconds of living a true nightmare, I was able to take the enemy's tower with only my tower being 1 hit away. That was a really close one. 6-0 till now. I'm a really talented player. Nextly, I faced somebody who was having lightning, but that was not a huge problem because I was able to outcycle him easily. He pushed me with a big P.K.K.A. and I acted like I'm going to ignore it, but psych, I defended that whole 10 elixir push with 1 elixir Evo Skellies. After that elixir trade and that big push coming towards our enemy, winning was just about time. That is what I was thinking about, till the Evo Ice Spirit for the first time in history provided value to somebody and did not let him to die. And unfortunately, I must be the player that Evo Ice Spirit does that to. A man's push came towards me, but I was able to easily defend it with my skeletons. I built another big push, even tried to predict the Evo Ice Spirit, but it did not work out. The Evo Ice Spirit once again destroyed everything, of course with the help of the Mega Knight and the Little Prince. This time the counter push was a little bit harder, but at the end with million bats, I was able to defend it. Of course, with soaking some big hits too. I started building another push, but he counter pushed me right away. I used my Evo bats, but the Evo Ice Spirit once again ruined my life. I tried my best to defend, but for some reasons my pump was not able to take down his units, so I just died. We just took our first loss, but it is fine. I jumped into another game and tried not to think about how the pump was not able to defend. Not much happened, and right away I did a tower trade. He did another push similar to the last one. This time I decided not to do a trade. We defended, but after what? Now I think you get it why I am doing the trades so often. Both of my evos were in cycle, so I went with the pump to bait the enemy's poison, and after that building a push that hopefully can 3-star our opponent. The left-hand push got destroyed by the poison. I went all in the right-hand push to hopefully take down our opponent, but it did not work out. After that a big counter push came towards me and clearly I was not able to defend. We just lost 2 games in a row. Maybe I jinxed myself or we just need to change our style. I entered another game. This time the plan was getting advantage from every little opportunity that I can get. I defended the drill with the SK, but the little prince locked on top of the tower. We took some damage, but he overcommitted with the arrows, so I said this is the time. We predicted the Evo Bomber with the E-Golem, went with the Night Witch. He placed the Tesla late because he was down in elixir, and just like that, his tower has been gone. I tried to defend from now on, but it did not work out, so I had to show my dark side once again. 3 E-Golems going towards the enemy's tower with the rage, and that tower just got vanished. Against our next opponent, I did not do anything crazy till I know which kind of decks we are facing, and it turns out to be the Hogies. He played the pump when my SK was full of souls, so I popped the ability, but we were not able to do anything big with it. I perfectly defended the enemy's counter push, which he kinda overcommitted with the zap and the heal spirit in it. That sounds like an opportunity, so I went with the E-Golem, waited a little bit till he uses the Royal delivery. After that, going with the Evo bots, I raged them up and was able to deal enough damage to leave his tower with a sassy number. In double elixir, I started building a big push, and finally he revealed his secret card, which was honestly not a big of a threat for us. He wastes his Evo Zap and Royal Delivery, which means it's time for the Evo bots, and just like that, we got his right hand tower, but in the other side, our left hand tower has been destroyed too. But it is okay as long as we don't get 3 crowns, so I defended till the end and ended the game with an arrow. In the next game, I was feeling so safe till I see literally the worst nightmare. He did a really aggressive push with the balloon, so I had to let the balloon to connect on us for the greater good. I took down the Mother Witch with the Night Witch, used the Bass to take down the balloon, and that defense was actually not that bad. He was down in elixir, so I fearlessly used the rage on top of both of my collectors. Then this happened. I saw the opportunity. As much as how all of my brain cells inside of my head wants to hit the firecracker with the arrow, but I had to save it for the greater good. I cycled back to another arrow, which I hit the goblin gun with it, and with that we took the enemy's tower. Then this happened. I used my defensive pump once again, and unlike the last time, we took down the E-Giant very easily with it. And at the end, I won. Nothing interesting happened against our next opponent, and just like that, we reached 10-2. I was really having hopes to win this challenge, till I saw this, a 20 wins badge. I used my pump, then right away from nowhere, a rocket destroyed it. Then I knew that I am facing Ice Bow. One of the worst matchups. I did not even try to outcycle his rocket because that is just not going to happen. I built a big push, hoping that I can at least deal some damage on top of one of his towers. Evo Skelly almost clutched it, but the Ice Wizard with the Evo Tesla just ruined everything for me. I continued to pressure with the Evo bots, but that clearly did not do anything big. Then I saw this. I thought he's going to be down in elixir, so I pushed it right away, but it turns out that I was wrong. He was literally having millions of elixir in his bar. He just went with the first X-Bow. I tried to distract it with the SK, but with a perfect nado, he moved him out of the way. Just like that, we took a massive damage. I built another big golem push, hoping to take one of his towers this time, but he did not panic it at all and defended perfectly without any of my units touching one of his towers. I tried to defend till the last breath, but as my grandpa always said, nothing is impossible, but sometimes you just have to sit down. We got 10 wins with this deck. I will say it is not bad at all.